There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I am the leader of Collaborating Connections. And I'd like to welcome you to our regular Tuesday night professional networking Zoom call. Collaborating Connections is part of the TTR networking family, and TTR stands for To the Rescue, which has been around for the past 14 plus years. We started out here in Central Indiana. We have several groups under the TTR networking umbrella that meet at different dates, different days, different times, but we all meet on a weekly basis. This Tuesday night group, Collaborating Connections, has been around for the past 6+ years. And we started out meeting in person, but during COVID transitioned to the virtual Zoom meetings. And this allows us to meet wonderful professionals from all around the United States, coast to coast, and around the world. We've had visitors join us from Canada and Great Britain and the Netherlands. And we just want everybody to know, if you've got a small to medium-sized business, if you are looking to network and connect with some wonderful professionals, we would love to meet you. Feel free to reach out to us through our social media sites on Facebook or LinkedIn, and also the TTR networking website, which is totherescuein.com. So with all that being said, on a weekly basis, what we love to do is start out by celebrating wins from the past week or coming up in the near future. If anybody's got something to celebrate or have had a win in their business or their personal life that they'd like to share, we'd love to hear it. So anybody got anything wonderful to share? Nancy?
I got another Etsy store order. Woo, number 3. Woo.
Hey, Nancy, I think you're too hard on yourself. I see your stuff everywhere, and you are just no, I just want you to know that I think if anybody could provide a really good you could educate us all on what it is to be consistent and determined in your in what you do, because I see it. I don't need it at the time I see it necessarily, but I'm going to meet somebody who needs it, and I'm going to know exactly who to send them to. So I just want you to say, you may feel like you go woohoo, like you're real, but you really are doing what everybody else needs to know how to do. You're doing it all the time. You are very, and I'm just saying, I'd say that whether you were in our network or not, you do the right stuff. Be proud of you. I'm proud of you for doing it. I give you a lot of credit, because I don't know if I'd have the stick to itiveness if I didn't have Nicole putting it out there. I don't think I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So, pump yourself up. Yes, you do it. You're doing it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I appreciate that you're part of us. You can educate us on that. So
Absolutely. Congrats to you, Nancy. Keep it going. Nicole Williams, do you have a win to share?
Question though. So she has an Etsy store of what? Like socks? What do you have? What's in your store? You knit socks? What's in there?
Freeze-dried bird food. Or in the case where the shipment I just had was freeze-dried guinea pig food. That's
There
what
you go. We can add
guinea pigs.
There you go. But it's human grade, right?
Yep, all human grade.
Awesome.
Should I be feeding this cardinal on my front porch?
There you go.
My window.
Maybe more presents.
Oh, thanks again. Any other wins or celebrations? Javi 3?
We just celebrated our 4-year anniversary for the company yesterday.
Awesome.
All right. Congratulations. 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel?
I am not in an insane asylum, so I feel great. I deal with people's problems for a living, and I am still here smiling, so I can't complain.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Well, we celebrate you in your 4 years with your company. Anybody else got any wins?
Can I share a tip? Can I?
Sure.
Is a tip okay? I was just real excited. You know, I do so much with the social media, and it was so funny because I was on a call earlier today, and we were like sharing ideas, and I mentioned this, and I was like, I'm the only one that does this, and I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to share with collaborating and see what y'all think. So you know, on Facebook we get requests, right? Some are valid, some are bots, robots. I don't know. But let's just say you find a really, you know, I don't know if y'all have like the process. You know, I always like to see, you know, do we have common friends? Do we, you know, I like to look at their post, you know, because some of them, if it's all the same, you know, if there's like no variety to it, if there's no, you know, if they're just like selling, you know, probably not. You know, I like to look for similar traits, but let's just say you find this really great one, like Dawn, right? And you accept it, right? You accept it and everything. Well, let's just say, do you guys ever wonder, how do you know which ones you accept and which ones you actually went out and asked to be friends? And why is that important? Anybody? Okay. Oh my gosh, I got
Why
goosebumps.
is
Y'all
it important?
can't see.
Why is it
Y'all
important?
can't see. Well, let me
Nicole
tell you
Williams?
how you do it. Let me tell you how you do it. Mine, and it would ask me, if it doesn't ask you, go to your Facebook Messenger, but usually after I accept somebody, it says, would you like to send a wave? Right? Have y'all
Mhm,
seen that? Who
mhm.
sends the wave? Anybody? Anybody send the waves?
Yes, I have. I have.
Wave! Yay!
Yes.
Because when you look at your Facebook manager, you're gonna, you know, right? Yeah. And you look at that person's name, you're gonna see that hand on the right side, right? So what's nice is when you get a hand back, right? You know, that
Yes.
kind of tells you they're real. For one thing, they're
Right.
real.
Right.
But then, you know, so now it's almost like you're playing tennis, right? Sometimes somebody will just jump right on there and say, hey, I love your posts, especially this one, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
You've got a relationship going, right? You know, or you could, you know, after, you know, just say, hey, what's going on? You know, thanks for connecting with me. See if it goes back and forth. And it's just something, helps you begin that relationship, you know, where you're not just, some will go in and sell, you know, some I've seen will go in and, you know, invite you to a, you know, another Facebook group, or, you know, just comment. But just a thought, I don't know if y'all ever thought about that, but I like to know who friends, you know, who requests it, because, you know, if they came to me, there's an interest, you know what I mean? That's almost like a warm market. So,
Okay. So Nicole,
yes,
Nicole, say that again. I lost
okay,
you.
that's
You
okay.
cut out on me. What
Yes.
does it mean when you, okay, say it again one more time. Sorry.
Okay, so when I get a Facebook request, and I just do this for, you know what? I also do it for Instagram, because I think you can also, you know, put a wave in there, and TikTok, now that you mention it, not that I do TikTok. Anyway, sorry, y'all. But if you go back to Facebook and you get a request from someone, check them out, you know, kind of see what their posts are like. You know, do they have similar
I
friends?
lost it twice. What is she doing?
I can hear it just fine.
Okay. Oh, me?
I couldn't. I'm sorry, Nicole. Go ahead though. I think my connection is bad. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead.
that's
Go
okay.
ahead.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about this again.
But those are the kind of things that I think are really those little things that we pick up, and I'm like, now I'm all curious, even though I've still not heard the whole thing. But you know, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like, what are we doing on these calls but sharing tips and stuff with each other? You know, Yeah,
But
I-
it's
yeah, go ahead.
important though, because to me, it's a warm connection. It's somebody that sought you out.
Right.
It's not like you sought them out. So there is some reason, and some people come right out and say, like if I've connected, what interested me about, why did you want to connect with me? There's, nicer way to say that, but and it's because we're all about building the relationship, so don't ignore those, y'all. I wanted to say I was kind of loving on mine earlier today, and I was going through, some were just away from me, they're gonna wait. I went through and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the ones where we had, and I kind of feel bad. Some were like, happy birthday, Nicole, and that was like November 2023. So I'm like, thanks. So today they got the thanks. How are you doing? But it's something fun.
So okay, just really quick, not that but okay. So when I spend half my birthday saying thank you for the response, that's a good thing, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You know why?
Okay.
Because you're loving on them and you're appreciating them right away, right away. But I don't know
Okay.
what happened. These were like 6 or 7 that were like pushed all the way. And I'm like,
Well, you can, and I think those are the kind, you know what? That's exactly the kind of thing we should do on a TTR Presents. So where you're sharing the little stuff like that, because, and I mean, you did do the Facebook group thing where CB and you did, but I mean, there's always, I mean, there's
and I'm
so
going to
many,
share
like,
that. I'm going to share that in our Facebook group. So thank
please
you.
do,
So
please do.
share
That's the
that.
kind of stuff we all need to hear and learn, but I'm getting the gist of it. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's because I'm in and out of the car here, but keep talking. Can I just say a win? Can I throw it out there real quick, Dawn?
Yeah.
Please. I've monopolized the time again. We had our first Fun Friday email went out today for our May 31st. And I will tell you, you all are very active in this, I know, and Carol will get there when she's in town sometime. But I will tell you, the Better Business Bureau, PAVI3, is now an official sponsor of our next event. So thank you. Thank you for
Awesome.
running, I don't know, connecting us. I did email earlier. Have you ever gone through a whole email, and then you send it out and you do the email, you put the wrong address? So earlier, so PAVI3, Nicole and I, you guys are going to see it. But anyway, I emailed wrong. I mean, it's the BBB, not the BB. So anyway, I
I was
dropped
about to email you when I saw your second one pop up.
It's like, but you know how many times I've done that, ladies? Stupid.
It's easy. 3Bs,
Stupid
2Bs.
stuff.
We knew who you meant.
But I will tell you, and we don't have to spend any time on it now. PAVI3, you and Nicole and I maybe, and maybe Dawn and Nancy, whoever wants to be on the call. But I really do want to know how you got them to do it, because it's not a waste of their time or money or anything, but it's a fairly new event. So I'm very, very, very appreciative of you making the connection. And I have every intention of, loving on them and making sure they know how much we appreciate it, because, we really, really do. It's a
There's no
great,
secret sauce. I just met up with my contact and I asked.
well, and that's, what, that is coming down from so many different, are we just thinking people know, I mean, not that PAVI3 would have anybody who would know, but she asked. She didn't just assume somebody would know she has opportunities for sponsorship in her back pocket. She actually asked, so thank you for doing that, PAVI3. And that's very exciting, because we have some others that are out there too that I think will. There's Deanna. Yay! Okay, sorry. I'm gonna quiet down, but that's my win, and to see all of you lovely ladies tonight too, for sure.
All right, all right. I see CB's on the iPhone. So CB, I know you always have positivity and a win to share with us. Have you got anything tonight? Okay, CB might.
Now
There
can
we
you?
go. There we go.
Yeah, I'm driving around getting the parts to fix Catherine's car. So I'm in the satellite office, so to speak. Anyway, there's always something positive. Doesn't matter how big or how small. Was listening to podcasts today, and was listening to them talk about diversifying and doing extreme niche work to really establish yourself in a very fine line of stuff. And so I'm working on, with my photography, for lack of better terms, coming up with a program for under $1,000 weddings. So,
Oh, that's
know,
that's
Yeah.
awesome, CB. Good job. Good idea. Great idea.
it's extremely niche. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of photographers out there that'll charge 3, 4, 5,000, but I'm not giving you the $3, 4, $5,000 photos because, in all honesty, I don't have the patience to sit there behind the computer and do all those editings. So,
Right.
you know, I'll do editing, but that's part of the package, and that's, you know, but you can do it without the editing. You can do it with the editing. You can get a book. You can not get a book. You can just get the files. You can, you know, and it's just setting it up kind of in a menu system and doing it from there. So I've done my nephew and I guess now niece's wedding, and then I did a wedding for a friend last, I guess it was June, maybe last May. Anyway, so I've got some images that I can put up that I can put to my website. I just got to figure out a decent name for everything and do that from there. So always working, always thinking, always. So
So CB, real quick, just you guys, I'm saying it live here. We got to connect him with Laura Jones because she has tiny weddings. Okay, just
Okay.
remind me. She's part of TTR, so she does the tiny weddings thing, and it's all about doing it very affordably. So that is, and if you've not met Laura, you need to meet Laura. So I'll put that down on my list, CB. But she would probably be more than happy to help you with, you know, some of the creation, you know, just
Yeah.
knowing what, you know, because they do it all over the place. But that's a great. We all know that you could do a wedding and end up doing, you know, multiple things after that for the same people. So it's a great way to get your foot in the door with you know, people
Yeah.
People who
Well,
have businesses and all that. So
as we say, we don't buy products, we buy people. So it's a matter of making those connections for everybody across the board. So
exactly.
I'll send you an email when I get my hands clean and I'm back in the office, so to speak. But I'm also looking at wanting to be a sponsor for the Fun Friday because I want to come in and do pictures. So
All right. Well, that would be awesome. That would be great. And really, really quickly, everybody, when he said his office, I'm just so glad it was the mobile office and not the one that a lot of men sit in. I'm just throwing it out there. That could have been pretty embarrassing. I'm sorry. It just went through my mind when he said he was in his office. I'm sorry. Sorry.
and let's see. Well, let me flip. May not let me flip there. Oh, there it is. And there's O'Reilly's. So
Yep.
it's a little fuzzy, but there's the steering wheel. There's O'Reilly's. So you get
We
the idea.
believe you. We believe you. I'm just saying some men would say that, and we know they wouldn't be driving. They would be somewhere else. You know what I'm talking about.
I get you. So
All right. Well, congratulations again, CB, on finding that niche and working that out. And when you've got more details to share, you know, send us a flyer or the information for us to post on social media.
I'll let you know when I get whatever going. So it's
Good.
between work and family and everything else. I'm meeting myself coming and going right now. So it's really crazy.
All right. Hang in
And
there.
just for those who might be experiencing a little bit of wackiness in their lives right now, understand that the coming eclipse is going to be the release. There's a lot of energy that's coming from this eclipse coming to us next week. So if you think life's a little wacky, just kind of ride the wave for the next week or so, and then once the eclipse passes, everything should calm back down. So
Oh, okay. So is it good energy or is it crazy energy or bad energy or what is the consensus?
it's crazy energy right now because we're getting a lot of resets and a lot of changes. The moon goes through a phase. So it's going to end the phase of the craziness once the moon passes with the eclipse.
Okay.
So,
Righty.
yep. So I'm going to mute out. I'm going to go in, but I'm going to leave my phone in the car and I'll be back in a minute. So,
Okay.
I'm
Great.
so glad he said something about the energy. Thank you for that. I feel so much
Yep.
better now.
All righty. Have we got any other celebrations or wins? No? Well, my win or celebration, I just got back from New York City and my husband and I had a fantabulous trip. We met lots of great people. We had lots of wonderful little short excursions around the city. Everything went so well. I found lots of good chocolate places that I will be returning to, and met up with some wonderful, great friends of ours. So this next trip is to Michigan to see family. And then the week after, looks like I may be going to Denver for some travel training. So I'm keeping busy and staying out of trouble. So that's my win, doggone it. All righty. Deanna, do I
Yeah.
see a hands up? Do you have a win or celebration to share?
I'm having trouble thinking of one. It's been, let me just say, I think that energy that CB is talking about,
Mhm.
I think it might be something I'm
You're feeling that?
Yeah.
All
So-
right.
just saying. So it's been a little challenging this week.
All right. Hang in there. Hang in there. Let's see. So, Jennifer, can I call on you now to share any of the TTR networking updates that are going on?
Yes, and yeah, I can do that. Updates. Well, I guess I would just tell you we have I'm sorry, I'm moving and I don't want to make you all dizzy. So I'm just keeping my face off the screen. Actually, I don't think I look too terrible for being with grandchildren all couple days. No, we have a lot of things going on. And I am going to, tomorrow, I'll be sending out an email, but it has been going out to everybody. We are having training on Thursday at 4:30 with Ryan Henry. This is for members to ask questions. We've kept putting it off and putting it off because it just seemed like it was never the right time. And now we've got Ryan for a couple hours if we need him. Not that it's going to take a couple hours, but we have in the emails I've been sending out, I've been putting the link and I will send it out tomorrow. It won't probably be today with all the things we've just unloaded and I've got to get through. But that's a big deal. And we want to, and I would tell you, and I would say it in front of everybody else, the Collaborating Connections group are the ones that I can always count on to get in there and really try to use the tools we have. So being on this call, I just want you guys to know we're going to get our questions as answered as we can on Thursday at 4:30 if you still have them. I know we've worked through some of them and we're still learning more. And but the website, we started a whole brand new website back in on Labor Day last fall. And yes, we've spent a lot of money on it, but it's also, it does a lot of things that we're not using. We have a lot of our members who are not on it even yet. Even though they may be paying for their membership, they're not on there. So that's Thursday. Also on Thursday, we have a group that's being launched. The Thursday, it's at 4:30, but there's at noontime, we have a group that is the leading edge, and it's led by Lisa Bowers, who's been in our Northside group since the beginning. Basically, she is going to read. This is a B2B group, so if you please check your emails, check our social media. It's out there. It's on Eventbrite. These are people that do business with businesses. So who are you? You know, if you, and, you know, we'll help kind of clarify that as we go. And it may not be the right place for everybody, but we're getting a nice group of people signed up. I mean, you're all nice, but you know what I mean? They're all the right people that are seeing it as, you know, we do business with corporation, you know, businesses. So looking forward to that. I know Pavi 3 is going to be part of that. I think she's been talking to Lisa probably more than I have. And then we have a reciprocal relationship with inspiresmall.biz. And that's Ryan Henry and Carly Henry with Henry Marketing. It's also out on our social media. But I can send people information, and it's in the email that I've been sending out. But it's literally, you get a membership. It's called a side hustle membership with Inspire Small, and it's free. It's just part of your membership to TTR as a community member. We have not done a great job of promoting that. That's me not doing it. I didn't really even understand what we had until a couple of months ago. So that is something that I hope we'll talk about on Thursday with Ryan, as well as there's an event next week called the Bright Ideas Show that's launching, and our members, as reciprocal and everything, you get a free membership with Ryan's with Inspire Small called the Side Hustle, but you also get a ticket that basically the $10 ticket that you don't have to pay for. You just have to have it in your hand to go attend the Bright Ideas Show. And I know Nicole put that out there. Pavi 3, can you give us in like a second? Because I know I'm long-winded. Do you have any, can you explain what the Bright Ideas Show is going to be about, or how that's going to work?
I was gonna say I'll actually let Deanna, because she is the MC for the show.
All right. Woo! We've got the lady on the line. Can you tell us, Deanna?
Sure. The Bright Ideas Show is a fabulous evening that we're putting together the opportunity to really, really connect with the people that we're doing business with that are in our communities in a whole new way, because we have we stimulate these really wonderful, deep conversations about who are you? What do you think about? What kind of things are you hopeful for? What if today was the day that the money was no object? What's the perfect day look like? Right? Things that stimulate connections, not just business, but who are the people in our community. That's very much the kind of mission that Ryan has, is to really make sure that we're meeting people on a level of people, not just trading cards and money. Right. So yeah. Evening, and then the other part of the evening, we have speakers who come, and they will give as I think we're changing it this month, a 3, 6, or 9 minute talk. And our mission is that people learn to give us just the gems. That's why the talks are so short, because we want people to look through what it is that they have to share and really boil it down to the smallest nuggets of value to share with other people. So that's what the speakers do. And then also there's meal. Just so you know, there's meal in there.
Cool. All right. So all you have to do as a TTR member, you do have to pay for your meal, but the $10 admittance fee is, I sent out you just print out a ticket and take it with you is basically what I'm saying. So you do have to have that. And if you haven't seen it and you want to join, I know we've got it out on our stuff, but the ticket, we can get you that. And it's kind of nice, because I feel that is very much what TTR has always been about anyway. So it's a very good reciprocal. That's a great way to, to go And I know Ryan's got other things going on too. Obviously, he builds websites, right? But we also, we can all, benefit from what the groups bring. So thank you, Deanna and Pavi 3. Yes, very much. Yes, ma'am.
If you have are you interested in feedback on how to help build traffic and people attending the website?
Sure.
Okay, so for me, I don't know if it works for anybody else, and I'd love to hear what everybody else has to say. For me, having an opportunity where I get a brief email, the briefer the emails, the more likely it is I'm going to be able to get through them. When they're
Right.
really very hard for me to get through everything and I have to skim, or I just skip it all together because I just don't have time. So a brief email that has a couple of little things in it is helpful, but also if you want to drive traffic to the website that says, hey, don't forget to fill in your profile, because it helps us all see who you are and it helps us market for you. But then also have a link that's so fast that's like, oh, and here's a article that so-and-so wrote this week about, or here's a quick little 3-paragraph like message about the event we're all going to. Here's a, that says, oh, this is why you should want to come, since your membership is free to come to the Bright Ideas show. This is why you should want to come.
Right.
This
Right. Okay.
know that I have what the testimonies are, but like pick some testimonies or some quotes from some that say, what I really loved about this most of all was that I got to meet new people on a level where we're starting to be, like, I met a lady there that I'm starting to be friends with, not just business associates. And she's amazing. She's like amazing. So
Cool.
you can send out emails that are brief, that have links in them, that quickly lead people back to, here's an article that we have this week. Here's the wins that we had. Welcome our new person who joined just this week. Or a list of all that are on the website, not in the email. Because if you want to drive traffic so people start using the website, you don't want to waste money having a website people don't attend. And I have the same problem with Ryan's group. I don't go there enough because it's not driving me there the same as like Facebook does. Facebook group drive me there because I get notifications that say, here's the thing that's going on in your group. There's nothing driving us to Ryan's website or your website to engage like Facebook.
Right. Well, and I'm listening. Nicole, are you listening as well?
No, not at all. No.
Yes,
That is amazing, Dan. Yeah, like little pops, right? Little
Right.
pops. Don't give away everything. Let them click that link, get to that website. And
Right.
specifically, you could use the URL for a specific page, a specific profile, and I might add, y'all might want to check out Deanna's profile because it's pretty good.
So did you help her with
it?
Nicole? No,
Sorry.
but
all of yours are amazing.
well, Deanna, though, I'm not making, I hope you understand. I hope everybody understands. Every time I go to send out an email, I'm like, okay, I don't want people to miss this. But our members right now are not using the website the way they should, but I don't know how to get them there unless I tell them in an email to do it. It's like, so but I understand what you're saying. So thank you. And every time Nicole and I talk about what I'm sending or where, it's like, okay, but think about what Deanna said. So you're not getting, I'm not brushing you off. I hope you understand that. That's not, I do want to know better. And I think we've got a lot of opportunity. So I'm excited about having Ryan on Thursday to get some clarification for our members and me as well. But I thank you. That's exactly the kind of stuff we need to
Hold on.
know. So thank you.
And Jennifer's trying to do both. You'll see the long ones, but you'll also see the pops. You'll also see. So
You also you also are really nice to me. That's all there is to it. You're like, no, I appreciate that, but we are trying. And I think if, I was Carol saying something, I didn't want to cut anybody off, but that is really tough. It's tough. I don't know, because I've got so many, I agree with you, Deanna. I wish it was I really want it to be that simple. Believe me. So I'm going to quit talking, but thank you for the
Oh,
insight.
Jennifer,
Yes. Oh,
you can't quit talking. I still need you to talk about the Choose to Move, since we are now in the month of April.
yes. You're a good person, Dawn. You're on top of it. The Choose to Move is the last Saturday of April at Saxony. And I don't even know if we've got it out there still. We have been talking about it, but I'm not sure if it's out there. And we have a team, and that's the Indiana Parkinson Foundation. And the neat thing about that is that you don't actually even have to go to the race. You can actually do it virtually if you want. So check that out, but Choose to Move, look for TTR. We do have a website. But we do have a team for the Choose to Move. And we also have one other thing too. If you are trying to build some connections on the South Side, we have what is called Breakfast Business Connections that is starting they're actually going to have a big event on the 18th of April, which is still a couple weeks away. And it's on our website. It's at the Denny's off of I-65. I think it's like off of Main Street, but it's on our thing. And that is a Thursday morning this is down in Greenwood. But a lot of people say there's not much going on down on the South Side. And a lot of our members that are on the South Side would agree with that. So they decided to have this breakfast business connections. And I believe it's 8:30 to 10, I believe. Or no, 9 to 10:30. I'm sorry. You know what I mean. But that's out there. And we have got so many things right now that are in the works. I was just thinking when I saw Deanna jump on too, that we talked about during masterminding, the idea of getting together on a, whatever. And I'll just think there's so many opportunities. So keep your eyes on our social media. Is that it, Dawn? Is that good? Did I cover it?
So I think that's it.
All right, good.
Thank
I
you
don't
so
know.
much, Jennifer.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
You're
there's always a lot going on with TTR networking, and we just want to give value to business owners and let you know that there are so many ways that you can be a part of TTR networking and meet and engage with these wonderful professionals. So whether you do it during a weekly Zoom call or an in-person engagement, or at one of our quarterly Fun Fridays, or joining in on a TTR Presents, there is always something wonderful to be gleaned from the experience, wonderful people to meet, and great conversation going on. So for anybody within the listening audience, perhaps even listening to this recording, please know, stay connected to our TTR networking website, stay in the know through our social media, and come on out, introduce yourself. Let's meet and chat. We're looking forward to it. Okay, with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and start our roundtable introductions of professionals. And I am going to invite, let's see, Nicole Williams. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, thank you. I was just waving to Robert. Hey, Lee. Hey, Robert. Yes, I am Nicole Williams. I am a social media strategist. Also the founder of Start Your Blog, and I offer simple marketing solutions. I love to just kind of sit down and consult with a potential client or with a client and take a look, a little walkthrough of their social media. The main focus is Facebook, but I do assist with other other social medias. And I just think that it's so helpful for your Facebook profile, whether it's a group or whether it's a page, but it kind of tells a story about you and your business. And, some things that are common, not just selling people, I'm so-and-so, this is what I do. People are kind of like a Google review. If you're going to go to a doctor, you want to know, you want some good reviews out there. I love what Deanna said earlier about adding testimonials. So that's a lot of fun. So that's what we've been with clients lately, focusing on. But I would just love the opportunity to meet with folks. If you have somebody who's looking to up their social media presence, maybe find creative ways to engage with their ideal client, we can go through a few processes and do that. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole Williams. Do we have any questions or comments for Nicole this evening? All righty. Well, we appreciate that tidbit that you shared with us earlier about Facebook requests, friend requests, and how to immediately engage with new people that we connect with. So thanks for sharing that, Nicole.
You're so welcome. Thank you all.
Next, I would like to invite Carol Blackman. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. I am Carol Blackman, and I'm a real estate agent both in Indiana and in Florida. I am currently right now in Florida, where it got up to 86 degrees today and sunny. So I am enjoying it immensely. I'm down here to I'm doing an open house and trying to update my marketing for a listing in Cape Coral that I have. I've got to get sold. It's unbelievable the amount of houses there in Cape Coral that are for sale. And I've had showings, but nobody's willing to bite so far. But anyway, Indiana and Florida, I can also help anybody move globally. We are in 24 countries. We have over 90,000 agents now globally, and we are growing every single day. I love the company. EXP is a great company. I love what they stand for. I love their culture, and it's just a great fit for a lot of people. And if you know of anybody that's thinking about moving, thinking about buying, thinking about selling, reach out to me and let me know, because I'd love to sit down and talk with them. Because you sometimes on the phone, you just don't get it across. I would like to meet with them. That's where my best comes out, is when I'm face to face. Because sometimes over the phone, sometimes it just didn't come out right with them and myself. So meeting face to face is my best avenue. So, and I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Carol. Do we have questions or comments for Carol this evening? Yes, Nicole?
I have a question, and I thought this was really, really neat. I know of someone who was looking to buy a home in Indiana, and probably with in the last month or so, and it was so surprising that they were at a bidding war. So there were other people that wanted that home as well.
Mhm.
And they did something unique. They, instead of offering money, because it kept going up, right? They said, when do you all need to move?
Mhm.
And they said, we would be more than willing, to give you 60 days in the home. And then maybe, if you need more than 60 days, then charge you a reasonable rent or, some kind of a unique deal. And they stood out, Carol, and they got it.
Yeah.
They got it. So I don't know if you've ever.
Yes,
had something.
I've done things like that. In fact, on the one that is in Frankton, the LaPel School, Frankton Pell Schools in Anderson, and the seller didn't want to move until at least April 15th, and we
Okay.
gave them till the 22nd
Oh, that's so
to
nice.
do it, and we offered 5,000 more than list, because it was the second day it was on the market, and luckily he took it.
Yay.
So we were good with that. I've had people offer to pay the owner's title insurance on it,
Okay.
offer to do the rent back. Stay as long as you want. After 60 days, you can rent back.
Yeah.
And that's what that would be.
Awesome.
All kinds of things that you can hopefully luckily I haven't had any bidding wars too much up there. I've only had one in Kokomo lately, and she can only go so high. And when you're stuck at a dollar point
Yes.
and they can't afford anything else, you can throw everything out there and somebody's gonna outbid you. So
Ah.
it's the way it is sometimes, but
You have
yeah.
so many creative ways. Thank you.
There's
I
a
just heard
lot of
that
creative
and I
ways.
was like, I gotta share that. Gotta share that.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of creative ways.
Good.
A lot.
Good.
So
I'll
yes.
send you good vibes.
Thank you.
Good vibes. Cape Coral is just gorgeous. I've been there and it is just so close to the beach. I mean, like what, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
30 minutes? Not even. I mean, it's
Very
Yeah,
cool.
it's a great location. It's on the north side. It's 30 minutes to Matlacha, not even that, 20 minutes to Matlacha, to Punta Gorda, all of that. And they're building the whole new project, the Seven Islands project in Cape Coral. It's just a little farther south from where they are. It's starting to really grow, but everybody's moving.
yeah.
I think everybody's insurance went up so high that they can't
Oh,
afford it.
gotcha.
Okay.
Shame.
Carol, I know I've heard a lot in the past week about squatters nationwide
Mhm.
and about the laws. In some instances, they seem to protect squatters, and in
They
some
do.
instances,
In
y-
some areas, the squatters are protected and you can't get them out. I don't understand that. For the life of me, I don't understand why we're protecting the people who are breaking and entering. That is a law, breaking and entering. But once they break and enter, they live there. Then they're called squatters. What's the difference?
yeah.
They're living in somebody's house. Most of the time, it's an abandoned property. Or the seller has moved and left it, which my seller down here has moved back home. So I'm gonna go check, and they've got people watching it though down here, so they're okay. But the squatter thing, it's becoming a bigger issue because of all the immigrants that are coming into our country. They want shelter over their heads, they're finding anything they can, and they're breaking into these abandoned homes, and people, it's a vacation home, they're
Okay.
breaking into them.
I was hearing of instances where you've got fraudsters who are they notice the vacant home, they're putting it on a Craigslist or whatever as rentable property, and then some innocent individuals who are just looking for
Yes,
an apartment or a place to stay are paying, and
Yep.
then finding out that that individual that they rented from didn't have the authority to be able to.
right, and that actually is happening in several different places. They'll take a property that's even on the MLS. This has happened in Indiana several times. They'll take a picture of a house, put it on the MLS as for rent, and they'll collect the rent. And the person goes to rent it. It's not even the same house at the same address. It's happened more times than we like to think. But it's
I will tell you, just be aware, the rules have changed in the state of Indiana as well. And it's something everybody should know because it's really crappy. If you let somebody to stay with you or you invite in a roommate for a temporary period of time, and at any point in time they are stealing from you or your stuff is disappearing or any of that, two things, you cannot claim theft until they leave the house.
right.
Still in the house.
Mhm.
Number two, if you let somebody stay with you, let's say the neighbors, you're being neighborly, their roof, tree went through their house, they have no place to stay tonight, it's all wet and whatever, you let them stay. Should they be so inclined, they are now become squatters in the state of Indiana. And you will have to get them evicted, full on evicted, if you let them stay with you at all. I found
If
that
they
out.
won't leave on their own.
People
Wow.
who won't on their own,
Yeah, if
from
they won't leave on their own, yes.
not even just your empty house, living with you, making your life miserable, and you cannot change the locks to kick them out. You
Nope.
have to evict them. They changed that law a couple of years back in
Yeah.
India, and it made it so that all of the domestic situations and stuff like that have really turned to the favor of the most bully.
Yep.
Great.
Make-
Oh, wow.
Florida, DeSantis passed a law against it about squatters just recently. So that's a good thing that he did.
Well, I appreciate you sharing. I had no idea of the depth of that, but it was surprising just seeing it in the news more than a couple of times within the past week. So,
They're immigrants, the immigrants that are coming in, the migrants, they're purposely looking for abandoned homes to live in and breaking in and taking over.
And I do think that that's wrong and sad and all of that, but I also think that we're moving to the place where we're in this state, we're getting more and more homeless people.
Yeah.
Because all of the prices have gone up for rent because they bought up all the starter homes. The investment groups bought up all the starter homes in our state, like more than 2/3 of them or more. And that means that if somebody was trying to buy their family a starter home that would give them $700 or $800, these people bought it up, turned it into a rental, and now the same home is now $1,500 for just the rent. So
Yeah.
I will say there's a part of me that starts to be compassionate and say, we created this problem in some ways with our own people by not making sure there was something in place to protect the lowest, poorest people. Because now they're all, you have no idea how many hundreds of starter homes in Indiana, in Indianapolis here, have all gone to them. And these people have no place else to go. I know people who are living in hotel rooms because it's cheaper than the rent that's available through these investments.
Yeah, rent during COVID and the inventory shortage, rents doubled in a lot of places.
yeah.
And people couldn't afford them. There was people down here even that was kicking people out because they couldn't afford it. There was a story on the news about an elderly lady. She was 77 years old. She got kicked out of her apartment because they doubled her rent. She couldn't afford it. But where was she going to go? We have no idea.
No, but if she lands in a house that's vacant, there's a part of me that's a human, not a part of me that thinks about the law and says, we created the environment by which if those people land in an empty house, really.
But the thing is, it's usually not the poor and the people that get kicked out or something like that. I'm going to say probably 85% of the time, it's an illegal break-in, which is a squatter. But yes, I have compassion for those people. But you can't just break the law.
Thanks again, Carol. Much appreciated. With the topic of housing, I do want to invite Robert Haley as our next speaker. And Robert, I know that you weren't with us last week, but I told you that I posted or I talked about your win on your behalf when I talked to my good friend Karen, who I had referred to you almost 2 years ago. And she said she finally found a house, and you stayed with her, helping her all along the way. I just commend you. You are fantastic. I know she speaks your praises, and I'm going to acknowledge that win for you and just ask you, Robert, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. On the topic that we're carrying, Karen, 2.5 years with Karen. 2.5 years with Karen, and walking her through her own feelings, her emotions about things, allowing people the space to feel what they feel, but also giving them factual based information so they can make more informed decisions, and help them to help her get her out of her own way to help make a decision, which basically was that allowing her to feel and also making her come to reality what she qualifies for and what she's really should be looking at, And then also finding the home that she bought for her as well, and showing her that it's possible. And I took away all this money and she bought it. Now she's happy she did it. She's a homeowner because now and then in the house she found was only 2 blocks from the house where she lived at.
Wow.
So, so share that story there. But again, Robert Haley, Old National Bank, Community Development Mortgage Loan Officer. Been doing this business over 25 years, so I'll give you a wealth of knowledge in that sense. I love the space that I play in. I really truly trying to help folks, Black and brown folks and low to moderate folks, income folks, to find homes, that people that you guys somewhat were talking about. Show them that that's possible and show them that the ways to do it, not to look at, it's easy to go to the noise, but really to walk away from the noise and find what makes sense and realistically make sense for them so they can make a better decision versus getting out of their own way itself. We have, Old National Bank, we have money to assist first-time home buyers, down payment assistance for them, as well as a great program that allow them to be the manual underwrite 600 credit score to get there. I do a lot of classes, a lot of training, a lot of talking to people, a lot of education to people, work for first-time home buyers to help them to get away from all the issues, help them to fix problems and help them to move forward. And so they create some housing wealth for themselves and also home ownership for them and their families. Again, Robert Haley, Old National Bank.
Thank you so much, Robert.
You're
Do we
welcome.
have any questions or comments for Robert this evening?
Robert, I know I need to get with you still. I apologize. We haven't been able to get together and I've got to get with you.
Not a problem, not a problem. It's not a problem. Hey, life is, you're busy, you're doing your thing. I fully understand.
But Robert, your specialty is helping those people that maybe otherwise might not know where to turn, right? I mean, you can help them see so, I mean, isn't that your niche to help? I think you said it. I'm sorry. I'm bustling.
My whole goal is really, the problem with when you think about home buying process is that majority of people are transactional. Meaning if they can't close you, they're kicking you down the street or tell you whatever to move you on. And that's the biggest problem overall when you're out there. So, and then you have the buyers themselves create their own issue because they've been getting information from all over the place, internet, everywhere else. And a lot of it is not right information, but also you gotta remember that the information you need is your footprint, not all the information. You just need the information about your footprint, understand your footprint and what you need to do to fix your footprint to move yourself forward. Understanding credit, psychological issue, information that people have about different things, learning behaviors and thinking that they can just move forward without fixing their yesterday. So when I teach people and talk to people, I got to help them face the reality of where they are and help them to understand, make sure they understand their footprint, not their cousins, not their friends, not their neighbors, but their situation. And when people focus on their situation, now they start making right decisions and what they need to do to improve and move themselves forward. So that's the key. So it's a mixed bag, but it's really understanding. And I'm not transactional, but I really speak to people. And so they understanding that you have to fix your own problem. You got to participate in your tomorrow if you want to have a tomorrow. You can continue to pack down the path you're on. I'm not mad about you. I'm not going to get in your way. But if you want to move on to your tomorrow that you say you want, you got to participate in the tomorrow you want. And Karen is a good example of that because she was in the other bus looking at everybody else's situation. Well, let's focus on your situation so you can understand what you got to do to have your tomorrow. And when she came to understand that, she was like, Robert, and it took her 2 years for her to turn. When she started realizing it, she said, she came to me and said, Robert, you're right. I said, well, then I showed then I said, let's be realistic. Here's what you qualify for, not this dream circle that you keep looking at. Let's focus on the dirt you can afford. And when she focused on that and showed her that, and then gave her it may not be the house you want that you really want, but you couldn't afford the house you really want, but you can afford the house that you're about to look at. And guess what? Now you can either have your options, either to add on to the house you have, live in this house for 5 years or 10 years, pay down the principal, build the equity, sell this house, and go move into the home you want. But I think when you own something, those options become your reality. But when you don't own anything, you have no reality.
And she is so happy.
Right.
And she's singing your praises. As we were in a very social setting, she was telling everybody else, oh, if you need a realtor, this is your guy. And she kept thanking me for connecting the two of you. She's like, he was the right one, Dawn. He was the right one. So
Because she's been through a few lenders, you know. So what I do, I take people, I really try to help folks. It's not, I always tell people, I'm not transactional, so I'm not trying to get to the closing table. So at the end of the day is let's figure out what your issues are, what we need to get you to the house you want and get you what you qualify the house you want and take the time to get you there. And, you know, so that's the difference, not transactional.
thanks again, Robert.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Jennifer, did you have another comment?
No, I would just, you don't have to let me say what I do because everybody knows what I'm doing today, but I'm just telling, I just was thinking, isn't it just kind of the perfect world where you could have Carol and Robert helping you buy a home because they both, I mean, you listen to, you know, it's like they just need to figure out how to combine forces more, you know, they get together for a one-to-one. Now, I was just thinking what a awesome thing for your friend 2.5 years later to be able to, you know, a lot of people don't have that they can, you know, they don't have it. They don't know where to even begin. And Carol could help them by herself and she'd probably do a great job. But isn't it nice that we have Robert and Carol in the, you know, that they've hopefully they're going to connect even more and be able to really help the people who deserve to have them help them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, Robert's been saying this for years and I know he's all about it. I just, you know, it's really nice to hear a success story like that, Dawn. So cool. Good job, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you. Let's see. Next up, I'm going to invite Nancy Vesley. Are you there, Nancy? Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business? Okay. Maybe not. We'll circle back to Nancy. Deanna Murray, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business? You can't hear me? We can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Deanna,
I can hear everybody. I'm okay. If Carol's good, then maybe it's the individuals that can't hear,
Deanna,
right?
nobody can hear you. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think Deanna's talking, but I can't
Yes, she
hear
was
her.
talking, but we couldn't hear her. There's Nancy.
Okay, Deanna, while you figure out your technical, I guess we'll have Nancy back now. Nancy?
Sorry, I'm Nancy Vesley with American Insurance these days. In the middle of switching over, but if anybody needs any help with under 65 health insurance items or Medicare people turning 65, free to send them my direction. Excited to work with Erica these days, so it's whole new game. Makes it fun again. Very fun.
Awesome. Awesome. Do we have any questions or comments for Nancy Vesley?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's all I'm gonna say. Awesome. I'm excited. Yay.
Wait a minute. Nicole, have you got something?
Yes, I second the awesome. And what are we today? The 2nd? What's going on April 3rd, Miss Nancy? Isn't one of the many classes you're teaching going on?
There you go.
tomorrow?
We're going to teaching a parent to communicate with you. Up in Westfield.
We have it on our social media where you can register for it, and it's very exciting. One of the many classes that she teaches. So
Okay, say again, what was this?
Communicate with who?
teaching my parrot to communicate
Oh,
and talk and answer questions and make selections, and hopefully he'll cooperate tomorrow and not like just stand there and look at me with these little eyes. And
all
Maybe
Maybe
in
bring a
both
book.
ways.
Maybe bring a book. Do you need
there
one of
you
the
go. I
books?
could bring a book.
Can you tell them what you do with the book? This is so cute. I never do this. Tell them what you do with the book.
We read
It's a
book.
hard
We-
book. It's
Yeah,
they're
we
hard.
read children's books. And he has to highlight, pick colors or pick things out of the book. And my Scarlet's really pretty. It's the smartest bird I've got, which is amazing. I didn't think it was possible, but he is the smart guy. He will identify colors, identify animals.
Right?
And what else? And then lesser and greater he can identify on flashcards, which are like, wow, that's a pretty
Lesser and
cool
greater.
concept.
amazing. Wow. Okay. Well, and that's registration through Eventbrite, and it's for tomorrow at what time?
Not actually, where is it? It's through Westfield,
Westfield
Washington?
Parks.
Westfield
It's on our
Parks.
social media, and I
Okay.
think it's 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I
Okay.
should probably figure that one out.
If I could check real quick. I've got Facebook right here.
I
Let me
think
see.
6 to 7:30. I thought I was doing them with the
Okay.
darker days.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
6 to
Mhm.
7:30.
All
Thank you.
right. Okay, Deanna, are you hooked up? Are you ready now?
Yes,
You ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, my name is Deanna Moray, and my business is Re-Energized Sanctuary, where we are offering people an opportunity to protect their health and do something new. I'm going to stay out of the kitchen. Sorry. Protect their health, support their body's function, and feel better tomorrow. So that's what we do here. And what I'm looking for is warm introductions to local practitioners who do different kinds of healing practices like acupuncture, Reiki, those kind of things. And what I'm going to do with those connections, I'm going to offer these flyers to those places, and it's going to include a little status tracker. Do you see that? Or can you not see it? There. Can you see it?
Okay, yes.
Status tracker is a new way for us to help people see the results they're actually getting. Because a lot of times if people come to the center and they're thinking, oh, I've got this difficulty in my hip, boy, and that's what I want to leave with. I want that hip better, right? Because it's just been sore and whatever. Well, the thing is, the body uses the energy where it sees fit and prioritizes that energy. So maybe there's something going on in your liver or your gallbladder or your skin cancer, which was for me, that you don't know is happening. And you're thinking, well, why didn't I get the thing? I thought this machine was going to be great. But we put in our heads where we think the energy should go. And I think I've told you this before. I have this idea of my body going, sit down, little girl, you're not in charge. We are. We're going to put the energy where we think it needs to go, not you. So that I think that's something that happens a lot. And this status tracker is on the back of a card that the practitioner, chiropractor, doctor, functional medicine doctor, it doesn't matter. If they leave this out, their client can get their first session, a first really introductory session for free to give it a try. And then that practitioner can be earning credits to come for free to the center, because it's important to heal the healers as well, right? I think making sure that all of the people who are doing the good work for all the rest of us are getting the support they need to be healthy as well. So warm introductions is what I'm looking for to local practitioners, that we can start getting these cards in their lobby and just letting people just see what they think when they look at it. It's like, can the energy enhancement system work for me? Well, I don't know. Oh, what's the status tracker? So that's what I do. And that's what we're looking for, is warm introductions that people and especially in the mental health care department. If you know people who are therapists, people who run groups for battered women, those kind of things. Those are also people that we want to connect with and offer this opportunity, because if they have clients that are either veterans who aren't getting maybe the kind of results to feel better that they need, we have veteran sessions that are free twice a month. And we have sessions for women who are, abused in any sexual abuse, any kind of that kind of thing, raped or any of that. We also have free sessions to help those women get back on their feet. So making connections to the groups where those people can be found is what we want to do, because the unit doesn't do a darn bit of good in the world if it's sitting empty.
Absolutely. Agreed. All
Deanna,
right. Thank you so much, Deanna.
do you, what are you doing the weekend of the 13th and 14th?
Oh, it's the only weekend I'm going to be out of town. It doesn't mean arrangements. We're going to a conference specifically for the EE system and alternative healthcare people in Texas.
Because down in Cincinnati, there's the Body, Mind, Spirit Expo, Old Victory of Light, basically. There's going to be about 300 different vendors, and there's a good chunk of them that are going to be from Indiana. So if you're looking for them, that would be a great show for that weekend to go and go and do.
I appreciate that. Keep me apprised of any of the other ones that might be coming up.
The next Victory of Light, the next BMSC celebration in Cincinnati is going to be the weekend before Thanksgiving in November. So, and the shows are going to go quiet around here until probably September. You might also want to check in at Camp Chesterfield, because I know they have once a month, they have the psychic fair up there. So
Why are
I'm sorry?
Why are the shows going quiet?
Because it's the spring season and they basically happen in March and April, and during the summer people are doing other things, so they don't have any shows. So
All righty.
Thank you.
Good. All righty. Well, if there are no other questions or comments for Deanna, we will. Okay, hey, CB, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
sure, why not? CB Bjork, Ascension Imaging Studio, do headshots, marketing, personal branding. I'm a FAA licensed drone pilot, so I also do real estate, seniors. That's coming up as we get into the summer season with the juniors becoming seniors. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's that there. As you notice, I was talking to Deanna, also a psychic medium and author. Have my not nearby book. Don't see it. It's okay. Green Book of Psychic Development. And so as a psychic medium, I help people connect to either their past, present, or future, depending upon the need. So website ascensionimagingstudio.com, and on the psychic side, I am cbbjork.com. So anybody got any questions?
No, but I will say that CB is very good and gifted at his work. So
Thank you, Deanna.
Well, very cool.
Okay, well,
Thank you, CB.
CB, are you located on the south? What side of Indy are you on?
I'm in Fishers.
Oh, okay, so you're on the north. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
but I can get anywhere in Indianapolis, so that's not a big deal.
I got my nephew that's on the south side. He's picking up clients in Columbus, Indiana. So that might be a bit far.
A little too far down there to Columbus.
That's what I thought.
Thank you, though.
Cool. Well, let's see if there are no other questions for CB.
Just Dawn, real quick.
Yes.
I was at Kroger earlier, and
Uh-huh.
the Easter candy is 50% off, and so I haven't opened them because they're for the show next weekend, but Easter kisses.
Ooh.
Gotta love chocolate. So
Ooh. Now, are those just different foils?
Yeah.
Is it all milk chocolate, or is there a mixture of
milk
and
chocolate, they have
chocolate?
the Easter foils, the Easter colors.
Okay,
So,
but
but
not dark chocolate. Okay.
yeah, you can get them for half off. I know Hershey may not be your favorite chocolate, but works in a pinch.
I am not a chocolate snob, not at
Excellent.
all. Thanks for the heads up on that, CB. Appreciate it. Now let's ask Poppy 3 Kilgore. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, ma'am. I will say I am a chocolate snob.
Okay.
I was so excited I found the Cadbury Black Forest. So I bought one, came home, ate it, and I looked at Spence and I'm like, damn it. It's the Hershey Black Forest, not the British Black Forest. I was so mad. You can taste the difference.
Hmm.
So yeah, I am a bit picky on my chocolates.
Gotcha.
Having said that, hi everyone. My name is Pavitri Kilgo. I am the owner of KPSK Consulting, a fractional human resources company that provides end-to-end human resources support for small to medium-sized businesses nationwide. We specialize in labor and employment law, working with our clients to understand their industry, regulations, and make sure that they are in line with federal, state, and local labor and employment laws, as well as in compliance with government agency regulations to make sure that they are not subject to fines and lawsuits and, God forbid, the IRS tries to put you in jail because you're not following a particular set of rules and regulations. We pretty much help you stay in compliance so that you get to keep the money you make.
You want it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Have we got comments or questions for Poppy 3 this evening? I just have to say, Poppy 3, I told you on Facebook, it was so nice to see you and your husband out and about this weekend. I'm so glad that you all are feeling
It
better.
was just Friday. We were
Okay.
both like, could not get up Saturday and Sunday. We were so exhausted. And it was like I had to be there to record a promo video. So he went with me, and then it was just like it knocked us both out. We were just like, oh my God. Yeah. But I'm honestly like getting better and better. So I'm upright more than I am not. So
Good. Well, great I know you hung in there like a trooper and kept attending meetings, even though your voice was strained and you weren't feeling your best. So it is so nice to see you feeling better. Thanks for being.
thank you.
And let's see. Jennifer told me we don't have to introduce her. Was that the word, Jennifer? Okay. Well, I'm going to speak quickly about a couple of our members who are not here on the call tonight. We've got, let's see, Robert Bonjour with Offset Printing, who is one of our, I was about to call him a universal sponsor. What is the title? It is the global sponsor. Global sponsor, yes. So it's a family-owned printing business here in Indianapolis. So whatever your printing needs, Robert Bonjour and Offset Printing may very well be your great resource. And we also have Kim Good with Good Bookkeeping out of Louisville, Kentucky. And no matter a small, medium-sized business, she does bookkeeping and payroll services for businesses. So if you want to focus more on the operational side of your business and somebody else to manage the bookkeeping and financial, please feel free to reach out to our member, Kimberly Good with Good Bookkeeping. Let me see. I'm Dawn Evans Casey. My company or companies, number one is Spa Travel, full service travel agency. Just got back from New York City and had a wonderful time. So I'm going to post a little bit about that on Spa Travel. It is a very easy city to travel around in. Congested as heck. Very busy, lots going on 24/7, but a great place to get to travel to see all types of sites. I want to make sure that my travel clients have enjoyable, memorable travel experiences. So if we can connect and I'm finding out what your budget is and exactly what you'd like to do, I'd love to put together some proposals and see you on your way to having a wonderful time. Additionally, another one of my companies, my husband and I together do Claiming Your Roots, which is a genealogy and family history educational outreach program where we work with families, teaching them how they can do their own family history research and pull data, pictures, everything into a wonderful keepsake that they can continue to build on and pass forward to future generations. Knowing your past and where you come from really does a lot for your own mental well-being, your own spiritual well-being, helps you build your confidence in knowing where you came from, what struggles your ancestors have gone through, and how you are still here today to thrive and hopefully build on a wonderful future. So if you're interested in finding out more about genealogy and family history, please follow Claiming Your Roots on Facebook. Additionally, I write a chocolate blog. If you haven't gotten the hint that I am somewhat of a chocolate lover myself, and again, not I love all chocolates, from the very commercial to the high ends. My particular favorites are dark chocolates, and I love nuts and fruits in my chocolate as well. So I write a blog about the joy of chocolate, its deliciousness, how it makes me happy. I share recipes, I share poems, I share pictures. So if anybody is interested in being entertained, enlivened, and take a moment to enjoy the wonderful world of chocolate, please feel free to follow Cheerful Chocolate Spirit on Facebook. And additionally, or last, I am a affiliate with Sendout Cards, and Sendout Cards actually allows me to share gratitude, joy, happiness with my friends, family, and professional relationships. So it keeps me plugged in, helps keep me connected, where I can send cards at a fraction of the cost of what it costs to buy a card in a store and mail it out. And I can also share wonderful gift ideas right along with those cards. So if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about Sendout Cards and the opportunity to share joy and gratitude through a personal card, I'd be happy to help as well. Nicole and Nancy and Jennifer are also in the Sendout Card world as well. So that's a little bit about me. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
I do.
Yes.
You considered doing your chocolate blog and then doing live versions of it on like TikTok or a little Facebook Shorts or YouTube Shorts?
I don't do as many live shorts, but every now and then I do. So yeah. I don't mind.
Do it for people who read. You could drive traffic to your website where they might find other things if you started doing your chocolate blog with a little live snip that's only a minute or two, and then drive them with a little bit of interest to the thing. And of course, you didn't forget somewhere in your blog that coffee, a dash of coffee, deepens the flavor of your dark chocolate, right?
Yeah, some people don't like coffee at all, but I don't mind. Yeah.
I don't like coffee at all.
Yeah.
But you know, God cakes are like that.
What's that?
Those Oh My God cakes, they have just a dash of coffee, enough that flavor, but not enough to taste like a cup of coffee, which I hate.
No, it doesn't at all. It doesn't at all. The Oh My God chocolate is oh my God, delicious. I didn't realize.
maybe I mean, you might have already done this, so I'm just throwing this out there. But if you didn't have blog information for next week, maybe you could do a little research on how different coffee or different flavors, including a dash of coffee or different fruit, how the chemical interaction changes the flavors and the way that the chocolate comes. So maybe that's a topic to explore. Is different
cool.
how, even if you don't taste them,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
How affect the flavors of the chocolate when they're mixed in well. So that's just a blog. But if you do your blogs live and you send out links on like our TTR network that goes out where somebody just gets a quick link and it's like on our Tuesday night collaboration, say, oh, hey, here's a link to my most recent video, short, or blog, because then we can all go easily look at it. I'm just going to keep trying to tell you that links are the thing for me. If you send me a link instead of a list of stuff I have to read through, I'm faster and more likely to go to your website because I can just click it and go.
So if, okay, can I just ask the question real quick though? Can I just ask the question, Dawn? I know we have, but I'm so glad that Deanna's asked or bringing it up. Because okay, just for my silly, clueless mind about technology, if I posted a link with would I need to link it to each thing that is happening, or could I just put one link?
You could put, I think, and I don't know enough about your webpage, but if you are sending it to me and you're asking me what works for me, getting an email that says, hey, lots of things Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever, here's a link to the entire week's schedule. And that link will take me to links that will tell me the details about each day that I want to go to.
Okay. Because that is on the website. See, I think you're completely right. I mean, I think you're right. I don't want you to think I'm saying you're wrong. I am with you. I just want to, because Nicole, isn't that kind of been my dilemma? Is
Link
we've got
tree. Link
Yeah.
tree. We could put
Okay.
those on Link tree.
Okay,
You
well, let's
know?
talk about that. Deanna, thank you. I didn't want you to think I was like trying to be
That is a
disagreeable.
wonderful
I just want to
idea.
make sure I understand so that we can, because it takes me a long time to do those. But it's also because I want people to be able to get where they need. But you're right. I mean, yeah, okay, go ahead, Dawn. We're done. I know. I'm sorry.
But we could do it both ways, you know, because different people learn differently. Some like the videos, some like the audio, some like, you know, and Jennifer has like over 1,500, you know, plus probably more than that, 1,800 probably, but
Hundred.
just different ways, right?
Yeah.
So,
But you know
great
what? I
idea.
still think that Dawn doing a short or reel or whatever Deanna was calling it for the Facebook, I think would be really cool. Because I mean, I know she loves chocolate, and I've been like looking at those, you know, those things, not necessarily, you know what I'm saying. But Dawn, that
Yeah.
would be cute. So we go back to Dawn, who's our leader, and can reel us in.
Well, no problem. It is on my to-do list now. Before we wrap up tonight, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that this is April 2nd. So in a new month, we have a new theme, which is accountability for April. And accountability is such a great one, of course, especially the perfect timing too. We've got the first quarter of the year gone, and it gives us an opportunity to kind of look at what we accomplished in the first quarter. Have we been accountable for those goals that we set at the very beginning of the year? And if not, what do we need to do? Now, the difference between accountability and responsibility, accountability involves, responsibility is task focused, you know, accomplishing a task. Accountability is your own personal commitment engaged with the outcome. So we may complete a task and wow, it didn't really glean what we expected. So what do? We're accountable to circle back and say, hey, if it didn't come out the way that I needed it to come out so that I can meet my goals, what do I need to do now? And let me commit myself to making sure that I get it done so that my business thrives, so that I'm happy, so that folks see, yes, I'm a subject matter expert in this area, and we are progressing towards accomplishing wonderful things, successful things in this year. So I wanted to share with everybody to be aware of what accountability is, what a great time this is that we're going to be talking about it, and think about, how am I most accountable? How am I most results oriented for myself and my business? So I'll just put that out there as we're wrapping up this week. If anybody else has anything that they'd like to add around accountability before we wrap up, I wanna give that opportunity. Anybody? All righty. But next week, I'm looking forward to seeing all of your smiling faces again. And we're going to talk more and build on the theme of accountability. So
Speaking of accountability,
Yes.
speaking on accountability, I would like to say just this. I just need some dates from anybody who's interested in the mastermind at the sanctuary on a Sunday. I need some dates of what first, second week, third weekend of every month to become the to start doing the mastermind little 2-hour event. I just need some input from anybody who's interested on which weekends those would work to do every month.
Okay, so Deanna, we will definitely, I didn't want you to think we forgot it, but I don't want to add something to your calendar if you've got so much going on. So I'm kind of got a note here to reach out to the people who are on this call for sure. Because I do think it's definitely something that we would get interest from. We just need to make sure it's going to work for your schedule. I don't want you to take on something else. I do think it would be definitely worthwhile, but I don't know that we have a date yet. So let's, you're awesome.
In mind,
Hmm?
do you have a time in mind that would help us? That would,
Yeah.
a time on a Sunday?
Deanna, do you have a time that would be good for you?
Deanna, you are muted.
Muted.
There you go.
Yeah, because I keep forgetting that you don't tap on your own picture to mute and unmute. You have to tap on everybody else's picture. And I always forget. So I always try to open my own picture and then it's like, oh, what do you want to do with the background? I'm like, I don't want the background. I want to unmute. So let me just say the time periods I'm thinking would probably be afternoon, or we can do it late afternoon. Like, so, when you ask people, let's look at something like 1 or 2 o'clock, like after church in the middle of the afternoon, or would we rather do something like from 5 to 7? Because I'm flexible, because we're closed on Sundays. So that's the perfect time for us to be doing that kind of thing.
All right, thank you very much, Doug.
Well, we will not add more to your calendar until we get a feel for who would be able to do it. And I just wanted you to know that we haven't forgotten about it. Masterminding and accountability go hand in hand, right? So you need to.
Yeah, and I think here's what I'm going to do. If I can get some feedback from everybody who's interested, I'm going to go ahead and plan it and then start sharing that a little more widely so that we have at least maybe 10 really strong people who are interested in masterminding and being consistent and supporting each other with that vision.
Okay.
So if we can pick something that the most of the people are interested in, I'll go ahead and set something and then we can start.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good, Deanna. Thank you very much. You're a good person.
Well, thank you all for spending the time this evening. I sure hope that you got some golden nuggets, some good information, some positive vibes out of tonight's conversation. I will be sure to post the recording and the contacts from the meeting chat. So from here, go forward, have a wonderfully productive rest of the week, and I'll look forward to seeing your smiling faces next Tuesday night. Take care, everyone.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody. Bye.